the nose of the football sits on the goal line. Darren Ward in the backfield along with Heron. Evan Henderson's going to run the quarterback sneak, and he gets into the end zone. Touchdown, St. Mary Springs. 6-0 on your FloorQuest scoreboard.
Well, that touchdown right there was set up by Tyler Grebe as he went 3 rushes for about 40 yards after being set up at the 40-yard line on the short field, and Grebe just took advantage of it himself, and then Evan Henderson tops it off with a 1-yard touchdown run.
Brad Fryer on to attempt the extra point for St. Mary's Springs.
That didn't take long.
Not at all. He had a short field after the return of the penalty. Good snap. The extra point is up, and it is good. 7:31 left in the first quarter. Your FloorQuest scoreboard says Springs 7, Lomira nothing. High school football on KFIZ. Over there. I blame Kyle Krieger for having bad eyes in the game this afternoon. High kick from Fryer. It's going to take legal all the way back to the 6-yard line. Returns it to the left, the wide side of the field, and he gets wrapped up and brought down on the play. We'll give credit to Matt Austin for racing down the field and taking him out.
Yeah, there's about 4 guys on special teams that time for Springs that weren't even blocked, and Matt Austin tripped him up at the ankles. If you look at that scoring drive, 3 rushes by Grebe for 40 yards and a 1-yard touchdown run by Evan Henderson, 7-0. Here with 7:27 remaining in the first quarter from Fruth Field.
So Dylan Block's going to come on out, and Lomira working out of that spread offense, no huddle style. Starting back inside the AirTech red zone for Springs. So backs to their walls right around. Officially, they'll call it with the 16 high snap. Hand off to Neitzel, and he gets buried right as the football was handed to him. Taylor Steiner nearly took that thing right from Dylan Block.
Yeah, right now that Springs defensive line has been able to have their way with the offensive line of Lomira get right through, and hasn't been very good blocking up front for the Lions.
So it'll be 2nd and 14 for Lomira. As they get their playing in no huddle. Block looks over the Springs defense. Hand off again. They're going to hand it. Block did a nice job with his athleticism to get out of the end zone and avoid a two-pointer going up there.
That was one of those possessions for Lomira where nothing had gone right, absolutely the wrong direction. And now they're going to be faced with having to punt in the Ledgers, an opportunity to have good field position again.
Feldner or Floyd, one of these two guys are going to bring it back to the house here. Punter standing back on their end line. Snap, kick is up, and it's going to go way over the head. What a kick. I take that back. And Feldner's going to pick it up at the 39-yard line, coming back to the near side. He's going to juke his way out of bounds and get thrown out of bounds at the 42-yard line. What a kick. That was a 50-yard kick in the air for a young man from Lomira.
And what made that so difficult is when you're at the 1-yard line, you don't have that cushion behind you because he was standing just about a foot away from that end line. And heavy pressure put on by the Ledgers, and a great punt that time by Lomira.
5:17 left in the first quarter. It's 7-0 Springs on your FloorQuest score. Myra still playing hard here. Split the backs behind Evan Henderson. They're going to motion Feldner from left to right. Run the option to the right side. Handoff to Heron up the gut, and he gets the 46-yard line. Brought down on the play by Tyler Michaels for Lomira. Shot the gap right there. Gain of about 4 still.
And again, the Ledger just continue to keep the football on the ground. They're just going to punch it away. Really no need when they're gaining this many yards to put it in the air.
Ryan Bixmer brought the play in for St. Mary's Springs. He's going to line up in the slot to the right side. To the near side is Ryan Grandlick. They'll split the backs. You got Darren Ward and Mitch Heron this time behind Evan Henderson. They're going to motion Bixmer wide to the right. Hand off to Darren Ward. Right side steps through one tackle at 50. Steps to the outside, the 45. There goes Darren Ward. Breaks another tackle. It's off to the races. Ward caught from behind at the 24-yard line. What a burst from Darren Ward. That'll move the chains. Look at that. They can just keep subbing in different running backs. That
it just shows you how versatile this football team is. And that time a 20-yard run by Ward.
He weaved his way through that initial front seven, and then he just put the jets on, and nice little stutter stop for Ward and turned it to the outside. And the Ledgers again move the chains. They'll mark it at the 24-yard line of Lomira. Split the backs behind Henderson. Motion Feldner left to right. He's going to keep it himself, and he's going to get a couple of yards. I'm not sure if that was a call to draw or if he was looking for one of his running backs to pitch to, and they went the other way.
It almost looked like it was a mishandle, just kind of maybe a bad snap where Evan did not have full grip of the football, and instead of losing yards on the play, that's where his experience comes in a little bit. Decided to just gain as much as he could. He got a yard out of it.
And we're going to get a whistle. Officials timeout. One of the young men for Lomira has to tie his shoe.
You're talking about using so many different backs, Wade. Right now, so far, just in the first quarter alone, the Ledgers have used 5 guys that have handled the football and ran with it.
Listen to the broadcast tonight. Chuck Freeman, former KFIZ personality. Also, Aaron Sadoff, superintendent of North Fond du Lac. Good seeing him out there at the Oriole Athletic Complex, Art Humphrey Field this afternoon. Unfortunately for the Orioles, they fell to Mayville today. Second down and 9. Split the backs behind Henderson on the far hash. Run the option to the near side. Henderson pitches over to Grebe. He's going to stutter through one tackler and then put his head down and get to the 20-yard line. Tackle on the play for Lomira made by Kyle Zenner.
At the time there were about 3 or 4 defenders for Lomira right there to make the tackle, but Grebe did as much as he could to gain yet a couple of yards out of it.
Chad Dowland also listening to the broadcast tonight on KFIZ. Want to send me an email, Wade, that's WADE, at KFIZ.com. Tell me where you're listening. Third down from the 21-yard line. We'll call it 3rd and 6. 3 minutes to go in the first quarter. 7-0 Springs. Split the backs again behind Henderson near hash. And they're going to run the draw, the old enema draw that the Packers used to run back in the day with Dorsey Levens. That was going.
And heavy pressure again right there too.
Ethan Cook was the guy who messed that thing up. Neitzel also in there for the Lions. The Springs are going to go for it. Ball placed at the 23-yard line. Feldner wide to the right. It's Grandlick. You got Heron and a Darren Ward in the backfield. Slot to the right is Merkus. Henderson's going to duck under center. And he's going to throw the fade pattern to Feldner, and he overshoots Feldner at the pylon, the front pylon on the far side of the field, and Lomira will take over on downs with 2:09 left in the first quarter. Nothing, St. Mary's Springs.
And it was a great idea that time by Evan Henderson, and Feldner just could not connect. Henderson was trying to lead him on the pass, but led him a little bit too far.
Coming up at halftime, the Taco Bell halftime show will bring you the Taco Bell tester. You have a chance to win a $5 gift certificate to Taco Bell. Glad to have Bridget and the staff at Taco Bell back on board in 2011. Neitzel will stand to the left of Dylan Block. They'll have it 1st and 10 at the 23-yard line. Flag on the play, and
movement on that offensive line.
Well, the flag came from behind, and how can he get a delay? It's got to be on Springs. Springs have too many guys in the field.
Looks like it.
I think they may have it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They actually had 13 guys in the field, I think. Springs' defense is good enough.
Yeah. I'm sure the Lomira offense thinks it feels like they got 15 guys on the field.
Even in Canada, that would have been a penalty, where they have 12 men on the field all the time. So that'll move Lomira up 5 yards. That could be their biggest gainer of the day, huh?
Yeah.
Block. Works out of the shotgun. Here comes the pressure. Fires it right side, complete.
Flag.
Over on the far side to Justin Legal. Makes the catch. Maybe a gain of 1. But the flag came.
So they might bring it back. Maybe
at the throw. Nobody hit Block late, did they? To wait and see what the officials have to say here.
I don't know. It's hard to see.
Van Knocker has the courtesy of, thanks to Dave Bastion and the boys at FODLTV.com. We get replays on every play here again.
It's going to be on Lomira, but I didn't see where the penalty was. See what they call it. They're going to call it a hold, but I really didn't see a hold on that one.
So that'll push Lomira back 10 yards. So FODLTV.com. Again, bookmark that. In the next couple weeks, you'll be able to download high school games that we broadcast. KFIZ is proud to be partnered with Dave Bastion, the boys at Video Sports. Matt Bastion always involved, and Matt Whitcop, back off the graduate of the Naval Academy. Here's the toss from
pass.
Block over to Legal, makes the catch at the 20-yard line. It's going to be a 3rd down and about 14.
They needed something positive that time because they got the penalty and then they lost the yardage back on their penalty, and a good slant pass over the middle and a completion for Lomira, their biggest gain so far of this football game.
Trips to the right for Lomira. Lone wide receiver on the near side is Ben Lehner. Neitzel, the lone running back. Springs defensive back, going to play off a little bit. Shotgun, called run, left side. Block going to try to get the corner. Will he get the corner? No, he will not. As he gets caught and buried by Jacob Schneider. It's going to be 3rd and long.
Yeah, he'll
1 minute left in the first quarter. 7-0 Springs on your FloorQuest scoreboard.
3rd and 14. We'll see where they go here. So far, offensively, they've gained a grand total of 6 yards. And that was just on the more of their passing game. Haven't gotten anywhere on the run game.
So 3rd and 14 again. Trips to the left, the short side of the field. Block's going to take it out of the shotgun. They have the screen set up. It's complete on the near side to Mitch Scharschmidt. He's going to come back around to the short side of the field to get across the 20 to the 21-yard line. And that is where he is going to get brought down. I think one of the first guys there for Springs was Giovanni Anderson. It's going to be 4th down. And Ike Floyd and Eric Felder are going to go back and stand at their own 40-yard line to return this kick.
Tell you what, that Ledger defense is all over the place. They had that screen. They bid on it originally, but then recovered. They keep themselves at home quite a bit.
Looks like that's the end of the first quarter. Your FloorQuest scoreboard says Springs 7, Lomira nothing. Listen to high school football on KFIZ. BCI Bird Company.
Fond du Lac area sports fans are all gathering at the press box after the game, and one stop will show you why. It's the newly remodeled interior and the great gourmet burgers like Vicky's Angus half-pound cheeseburger or Bob's Pizza. It's all of your old friends you'll meet there. and some new ones too. It's the Press Box, with its wide range of game tables and indoor volleyball. The Press Box on Forest Avenue, the place for after the game, or anytime you want to eat, play games, and unwind. Proud supporters of Fond du Lac Area Athletics.